Today we're diving into biomedical ethics, the often gray, always complex world where science meets human values.
Absolutely. It's where questions like, just because we can, should we, come into sharp focus. Let's start with clinical trials. Informed consent is a big ethical cornerstone there.
Right? And yet it's not always straightforward. Think about participants in low-income countries. Can consent really be fully informed when education gaps or financial incentives exist?
Exactly. It raises the issue of exploitation. Are we offering opportunity, or are we just taking advantage of desperation?
And then there's the placebo debate. Is it ethical to give someone a placebo if an effective treatment exists?
That's tough. On one hand, placebo-controlled trials are gold standards for research. On the other, withholding treatment feels morally wrong.
What about gene editing? CRISPR has opened massive possibilities. Should we be editing human embryos at all?
Somatic cell editing for treating diseases? Maybe. Germline editing, though, that affects future generations. We're talking about changing the human gene pool.
There's also the slippery slope argument. Today it's about disease prevention. Tomorrow it might be about selecting eye color or height.
Which blurs the line between therapy and enhancement. And enhancement opens a Pandora's box. Fairness, access, even identity.
Speaking of access, how do we handle the ethical distribution of limited resources like organs or experimental drugs?
Allocation systems try to be fair, but bias sneaks in. Wealth, race, geography, all can impact who gets what and when.
And AI in diagnostics and care, great potential. But what about accountability? If an algorithm misdiagnoses, who's responsible?
Plus, biases in data can lead to unequal treatment. If the data isn't representative, the system could worsen health disparities.
Then there's patient autonomy versus physician guidance. How do we balance respect for choices with medical expertise?
It's tricky. Patients deserve agency, but they also rely on doctors to help make informed decisions. Sometimes those clash.
Especially in end-of-life care. Advanced directives, euthanasia, palliative care, the ethics get deeply personal and cultural.
And yet, they're unavoidable. How we handle death says a lot about how we value life.
In the end, biomedical ethics forces us to confront uncomfortable questions. Progress is exciting, but it demands reflection.
And perhaps the real challenge isn't finding answers, but learning how to ask the right questions again and again.